Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest. Trina Dasel, who is the Executive Director of the United Way of Southern West Virginia, joins us this morning. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Always a good time. And, you know, I've seen you enough times to know what the United Way is about, but for the people out there that may not know, can you give them a little bit of education about that?
Yes, I'd love to. United Way is really a community collaborator. We try to identify unmet needs in our community and bring people together to address those. And then we support agencies who are doing work to improve health, education, and financial stability in our community. United Way of Southern West Virginia covers 7 counties: Nicholas, Fayette, Raleigh, Summers, Mercer, McDowell, and Wyoming counties. And when I say that, that means that we support other nonprofits within those counties that are doing the boots on the ground work of supporting our residents of Southern West Virginia.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And I think even if people aren't familiar with United Way, they've probably been helped by United Way in some, way, shape, or form. So
probably so. We know that typically 1 in 4 people in Southern West Virginia has been touched by a United Way program or one of our direct services. So either that's through funding that we've provided to some other community partners like Commissions on Aging or Child Advocacy Centers, lots of food pantries and baby pantries that we support, or through our direct services like our Equal Fitting Shoe Fund or 211.
Awesome. And I know that there's one big need that people have right now since it's tax time, and you all are providing a My Free Tax service. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, My Free Taxes is a service that United Way has provided for about 15 years. It's an online tax platform that is really simple to use. It's completely free. So what we know is that often people really count on their tax returns to help pay their bills or cover shortfalls in their budgets. And you can pay up to $200 for a paid tax preparer to do your tax returns. My Free Taxes is online. It's very simple. You just need all of the documentation that you would normally need to file your tax return. And it also has a helpline available or a chat service available if you run into any problems. But it's completely free, it's confidential and secure, and it's at myfreetaxes.com. United Way has run it for about 15 years, and I think over 1 million people have utilized the service.
Awesome, awesome. And I know it's, something people need right now, and I'm sure it's something you all need right now. So I think I also saw a link on the United Way website. So
yes, there will be a link at unitedwayswv.org. They can find My Free Taxes on there, but it's really simple, myfreetaxes.com. If they have all their tax documentation right there accessible to them, they can go online and enter that data and not have to pay a tax preparer and receive all of their tax return back for whatever they need to use that for.
Awesome, awesome. Sounds like a great service.
So. It is. It's very helpful.
Awesome. And speaking of helpful, it is also February, and I see you all have a project for February, where you're helping out local schools. Can we speak a little bit about that as well?
We do. We're trying to do some product drives, and typically we do our shoe drive to help our Equal Fitting Shoe Fund. But in February, we're going to make Feminine Hygiene February. So there's some community partners who are going to have drop bins to drop feminine hygiene products. Feminine hygiene products are pretty expensive, and they're not covered by SNAP or WIC or EBT. And in West Virginia, they also accrue a 6% sales tax when you purchase those. So it can be really cost prohibitive to purchase those hygiene products that young women, families need monthly. We have identified through some of our partnerships with the local school systems that about 25% of girls potentially miss class. They don't go to school because they don't have the feminine hygiene products that they need at home when they need them. So we're doing a drive for those products, and we'll share those with the local schools that are our partners for the community and school pantries to keep stocked. And then we'll also share them with the local blessing boxes, our partners like the Raleigh County Community Action that provides emergency housing. It's very expensive to keep a pantry stocked with hygiene products. So we're going to do that all through February. Pendleton Community Bank and Truist will both be drop-off locations for those products. We'll accept those at United Way as well. And Walmart in MacArthur, the City National Bank, will be a drop-off location, and we'll accept monetary donations. If someone wants to designate that they would like to purchase those, we can accept monetary donations for those as well. We have an Amazon wish list of those products, so if anybody wants to go on Amazon to the United Way site, they can find that wish list, and those products will be shipped directly to us. That way we can share them with the community and hopefully make it a little easier on families to help their budget by not purchasing those really expensive items.
Absolutely. And I think it's something that, a lot of people don't think about how much, feminine hygiene products can cost and how it can really be harmful to some women if they aren't able to get them, and it can lead to a lot of other health problems. So that's wonderful that you all are addressing that issue. And are there any type of specific requirements for the type of hygiene products that you all would like, or is it just...
No, it's just any type of feminine hygiene product. On our wish list, there are different types of menstrual pads and tampons and menstrual cups. People can go online and purchase those, or if they're in a local store, they can purchase those and bring those to us, or make a monetary donation for us to purchase them. We would hate to see a child not be able to go to school because they don't have the products that they need, whether that's shoes or feminine hygiene or other types of hygiene products. So if 25% of young women are missing school because they don't have the necessary products, we want to make sure that school absenteeism is decreased. We want kids to be in school. We want them to have the things that they need. So we can do that by providing those hygiene products and keeping folks healthy and helping them out with their budget. If a family has a few daughters and mother at home who all need those products, it can be really cost prohibitive to keep those stocked at home. So for school pantries to get them, or for other entities in our community, we're really happy to do a drive for that and then distribute those.
Absolutely. And it's also really, helping these girls' education as well, because missing a week of school is really, that'll put you back really far. And having to miss a week out of every month, I can only imagine. So thank you guys so much for doing what you do.
Thank you.
And you guys be sure to donate to either the Pendleton Community Bank or the
Truest locations.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And coming up, we got 211 Day on February 11th.
Yes.
So what does that entail?
211 is our information and referral hotline. It's a short digit number, just like 911 or 411, but it's designated for non-emergency services or social services that can get people connected with the resources that they need. 211 in West Virginia is run by our West Virginia Collaborative of United Ways. There's 12 United Ways in West Virginia. We each have a community resource specialist who accepts calls from people who need to find out where their local resources are. If someone has never utilized a food pantry before and they might not know where the closest one is to their location, they can call 211, they enter their zip code, they get connected with a real person, not an automated phone call, and that person can, walk them through where to find their local food pantry, or if there's a service that will deliver food, or have a brief conversation with them to see if there's also a need for utility assistance or other issues in the home. So 211 was launched in 2019. Every United Way has a specialist that answers calls, but it's available 24/7. So after business hours, it goes to a local West Virginia-based call center, and if someone needs a service, they can call 211 at any time, 24/7. They'll get connected with a real person who can answer questions about local services for them. So handily, February 11th, 211, is a great way to acknowledge and kind of celebrate 211 and what it does. Last year, 2023, in West Virginia, over 51,000 calls were made to 211. In southern West Virginia, from the zip codes in southern West Virginia, over 8,000 of those calls originated for assistance through 211. A lot of those calls are for utility assistance and housing assistance. About 500 were received for finding a local food pantry. But there's many resources in the local database, from medical transportation to mental health services, childcare, employment. If you're looking for a resource and you need a conversation, you don't know how to get connected, call 211 and somebody there can get you connected and get help.
Awesome. And I think a lot of people know about 911 and 411, but they really need to know about 211 too.
They do need to know about 211. It's a great resource, and it gets you connected with someone who's trained to help. They're a compassionate ear who can listen to whatever struggles you're having and offer you a solution to get connected with local resources. Marcia in our office takes those calls. She's a wonderful community resource specialist, and she probably takes 20 or 25 calls every day connecting people with local resources. And it can be anything from someone who recently called with a prescription drug issue. An older woman who called whose prescription was going to increase by more than double, and on her income it was going to be completely prohibitive for her to be able to afford her prescription. And we see that a lot, where someone chooses to pay for groceries instead of a prescription, or pay for utilities instead of a prescription. So Marcia was able to get her connected with a foundation that provided a voucher to decrease the price of her prescription to less than half than what she was originally paying. And she had actually counted down how many pills she had remaining before her prescription was due to be refilled, because she knew she couldn't afford it and she was really desperate to find that help. So we're really thankful for Marcia and for 211 to get folks connected, and I know that lady was as well. Anybody who needs that assistance, call 211 and we'll see what we can do to get you connected with folks that help.
That's great. I really hate that people are in that situation, but it's really great that you all are here to help and provide community resources to get people what they need. And speaking of which, how can we, as regular people and people out there in the audience, how can we help support and help get the word out about 211? Just
remember it. We often say that you may never need to call 211, but you probably know someone who does. So just remember 211. Try to make it as easy in your memory as calling 911 for emergency assistance. You're going to run across somebody who, just maybe offhandedly mentions to you in the grocery line or at your work that they're struggling with something, with paying a power bill or with their prescription, or, maybe they need medical resources. They can't afford to go to the dentist, and we can connect them with some services online. So just remember 211, remember that it's available 24/7, and if someone is hesitant to call, they can text it as well. You can text your zip code to 898-211 and get connected with someone and text them about resources. Or if you're more comfortable, perhaps you're hearing impaired, or you're more comfortable chatting online, you can go to wv211.org and chat with a community resource specialist and get information about those local resources that you need.
a lot of good information. Thank you for that. And we're about a minute or so out from our first break, but before we go, do you mind plugging the contact information so people can get in touch with United Way?
Absolutely. Anytime somebody wants to reach United Way, they can call us at 304-253-2111. My extension is 102. They can call me directly with any questions, or they can find our website at UnitedWay SWV.org. There's information there about our upcoming fundraisers, My Free Taxes, 211, Equal Footing Shoe Fund. Anything they want to know about our impact and outreach, they can find on our website.
Awesome, awesome. And you guys stay tuned. We will be right back with Executive Director Trina Daisel from the United Way of Southern West Virginia, talking about everything that they have going on right now and all the ways that they want to help the community. United Way of Southern West Virginia, and we're talking about everything that the United Way is doing right now and all the resources that they have available to help everyone here in Southern West Virginia. So we just finished talking about the 211 Day on February 11th, and since it's a new year, it's 2024, and you all you do grant allocations. How is the money raised and where does it go?
Our money raised in Southern West Virginia is actually raised completely here in our 7-county footprint. We don't receive any funding from other United Ways. We don't send any funding to other United Ways. Everything that is raised here is raised through our fundraising events like Dancing with the Stars, Wonderland of Trees, our Rubber Ducky Cash Dash that's coming up, and then through face-to-face fundraising with some longtime donors who are really loyal to the work of United Way. Through Denim for a Difference that we hold a couple times a year, things that we have traditionally done at United Way, and then hopefully some things that we can develop to make our impact even greater. But our board of directors sets a goal for us every year. Last year it was $750,000, and we were just shy of reaching that goal. We almost reached it. But based on that and the success of our fundraising, our board determined that they wanted to allocate $380,000 back out into the community. through our reinvestment committee. And what happens there is that nonprofits apply to receive grants from United Way. So in 2023, we had about 37 nonprofits who applied. They have a $25,000 maximum request that they can make, and we approved 32 of those agencies for funding. The reinvestment committee met a couple weeks ago, and they determined how much of that $380,000 each one of those 32 agencies would receive. So over the past few weeks, we've been mailing and delivering those checks, and agencies like the Raleigh County Commission on Aging received a full $25,000 grant allocation from United Way to help the shortfall that they receive for funding for their home delivered meals. They deliver thousands of meals to isolated seniors every week, and United Way helps that program meet the shortfall from the funding that they receive. A few child advocacy centers in southern West Virginia are supported, and more than $50,000 has gone out to those advocacy centers this year, both in hand-delivered checks, which we're really excited to deliver, and then some that were mailed out. But child advocacy centers provide protection for children who've gone through some really traumatic events. They work with law enforcement to make sure people who have perpetrated those things on children are brought to justice. And we're excited to support a child advocacy center in Raleigh County, McDowell County, and Mercer County that provides those services to children. It's really tough to talk about some of the things that United Way supports, but it's important for people to know that the money that they give to United Way stays in the area that they give it to. Food pantries, baby pantries, some things that provide emergency utility assistance, Salvation Army and Catholic Charities that provide assistance to people who are going through some tough times and need a little help in their budget. A few recovery programs, because we know that Southern West Virginia has experienced, a lot due to the opioid epidemic and other substance abuse problems. So we were really proud to support 32 agencies that were vetted by our board. Every grant application is vetted by 2 board members that goes out, reviews the application, visits the site where the programs are held to make sure everything is safe and that we're being great stewards of our donors' dollars. And we're excited to be able to extend that money into the community. Now we're back to raising money for the grants that we can extend in 2025. So the Rubber Ducky Cash Dash and Dancing with the Stars that'll be held later this year. Workplace campaigns where we go into workplaces and ask employees to make payroll deductions that come directly to United Way. That all stays right here in Southern West Virginia to support those agencies and do the work that is so vital to the health of our community.
You're definitely doing the work, and it's really great work. So, I guess it's our turn, as the people in the community to help do our part. So, I'm sure we can help out with the Rubber Ducky Cash Dash.
Yes.
So, what does that entail? And
That's a fun one. That's something that's a lot of fun. It's a rubber ducky race. We try to adopt out 5,000 ducks. So you can adopt a duck for a $5 donation. You're then associated with a duck that has a randomized tag on it. And we dump those ducks into a local body of water. This year we're going to use Fitzpatrick Park in Raleigh County. So 5,000 ducks go into the water on April 20th. And if your duck that you've adopted is the first one across the finish line, you win $3,000. Yeah, we have some other great prizes, like the last duck across. The one who's adopted that duck will win a flock of ducks for next year's race. So you get another chance to win. But it's one of the ways that we raise money. We try to do it with a few different opportunities. Dancing with the Stars that I've mentioned a few times is a great opportunity. But not everyone can afford to go to Dancing with the Stars. Not everyone has the opportunity to go to an event. And for a $5 donation, you can have a chance to win $3,000, and you can support the community. We also offer adoption of a flock of ducks for $100, which gets you 5 extra ducks. So you get 25 for $100. And when you think about that, my mind always goes to what can $100 do? $100 could buy about 10 pairs of shoes for our Equal Fitting Shoe Fund. We're very frugal with our shoes. We purchase them through sometimes clearance at Walmart to make sure we get the best bang for our buck. But we provide a new pair of shoes for children within our local area who don't have the proper footwear at school. If they don't have athletic shoes, they can't participate in PE. They're often stigmatized. They might be wearing sandals to school in the wintertime. We've had calls from counselors who tell us that pairs of twin children are sharing a pair of athletic shoes to go to PE. If one's in one class and goes on Monday, the other one goes on Tuesday, they're swapping that pair of athletic shoes. And that's hard. It's hard for kids to not have what they need, just like with the feminine hygiene products. We want to make sure kids have an equal chance. So $100 for a flock of ducks can provide 8 or 10 pairs of shoes, and that way we know that kids in our local community are having what they need to go to school and participate and be on equal footing in the classroom. $100 could provide probably 20 home delivered meals to seniors. Can provide a lot in our local community. So the things that people see that are fun, like the Rubber Ducky Dash, they make a big impact when we put that money to work at United Way.
Absolutely. And where did the idea come from for the Rubber Ducky Dash?
It was just something as we were brainstorming, someone had seen done really small on a local level at a different United Way. So we reached out and started doing some research about it, and it's done at a few places around the area. They have a big one in Charleston, I think, around the time of the regatta in September. So we thought we would try it, away from some of our more traditional fundraising in the fall and winter. Thought we would do it this spring, and it's fun. There's nothing more joyful than seeing 5,000 rubber ducks go into a lake. It's just fun and cute, and it's a fun way for someone, people have $5, they can support United Way, they can adopt a duck, get a chance to win, and it's a great way to support the community.
Absolutely. Just a fun little thing to do, but you're really making a difference.
Exactly.
And just with that $5 or even with the $100 with the flock.
Yes.
So that would be wonderful. And as you mentioned, the Equal Footing Shoe Fund, that would help out with that as well. As for the fund, do you donate personally to the United Way, or are there also drop-off spots for that as well?
Usually in the fall, around November, we'll have drop boxes. We try to associate that with the visitors who come to see Wonderland of Trees, encourage them to bring a new pair of athletic shoes. But if anybody wants to donate to United Way for the Equal Footing Shoe Fund, a great way to do that is through a $15 monthly donation. So they can go online, they can sign up and make a recurring donation, $15 taken out of their checking account every month. That's less than a cup of coffee a couple days a week, monthly. And that would provide at least one pair of shoes a month. Like I said, we're very frugal with those funds. We get the best bang out of our buck. We're not trying to buy name brand athletic shoes because kids outgrow those. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure they have good, sturdy shoes on their feet and they can participate. So UnitedWaySWV.org, there's an option there to make a recurring donation. They can make a one-time donation. Or if someone just really feels compelled, they can, purchase new athletic shoes and drop them by our office at 110 Cross Street in Beckley, and we'll make sure they get connected with a child that needs them.
Awesome. So several ways to get involved and help out the local community, especially the kids, because they need it. And also, we were talking a little bit about Dancing with the Stars,
yes.
And I know that this is a major event. I know it's probably something that takes months and months in advance to get ready for. So what are the preparations looking like right now?
Right now, I'm in the midst of securing those dancers. So we had a great season last year, really competitive, fun performances, and competitive teams that raised a lot of money for United Way. By having those 6 teams, we really get 12 ambassadors that can go out, talk about the work of United Way, and then ask folks to donate to them. The teams each, compete both with their dance and with their fundraising. So a People's Choice Award is given to the team that raises the most money. The Judge's Choice is awarded to the team that, makes the biggest splash and has the best performance on the night of the event. I'm trying to secure all those dancers right now. We get a lot of no's. It's outside of the box for a lot of people to go out and perform for a crowd of 900 to 1,000. They spend a lot of time doing it, so it's a big time commitment. But then there's always, those special people who say yes, who are willing to do that work. It becomes so special to them. And last year we had a great amount of the participants say, if you have any difficulty getting somebody to do it next year, tell them to talk to me. I had the best time. I would do it again. I loved it. So it really becomes kind of a lifetime event for them to participate with it. They spend a lot of time doing it. They do the work fundraising for United Way, and it becomes kind of a marker in their lifetime that they can say that they did that. We'll have our reveal party in April. April 20th will be the reveal of this year's cast of Dancing with the Stars. So we're just in preparation for all of that and really looking forward to it. It's a fun event too.
Awesome. I know it's highly anticipated every year, and it gets a lot of press and things, and we always see it on the air. So I'm sure it'll be a great one again this year. And if there are any local celebrities watching right now that might be interested,
Yes.
what can they do to get on the roster?
They can reach out to me. If someone's interested, we ask them to know that it's a huge time commitment. They practice a great deal with their partner and their choreographer over the summer. They do a lot of fundraising. But like I said, it is a real marker in their lifetime that they've made that commitment, and they're part of a little elite club of dancers who've done that every year. They can reach out to me through the website at UnitedWaySWV.org. All the emails come directly to me from the website if they're interested. They just need to know that it's a commitment. They'll be doing some great work for United Way in the community, and it's something that they'll remember fondly and really look back on and appreciate.
It sounds like a really good time and a real fun thing to be a part of. So we are about a minute or so out again, but before we go, do you mind plugging the contact information just one more time?
Absolutely, I don't mind at all. Anybody who wants more information about United Way can reach out on our website at UnitedWaySWV.org. They can find information there about Dancing with the Stars, the Equal Footing Shoe Fund, 211, or my free taxes. If they use the contact form there, they will reach me at the United Way office, or they can call me at 304-253-2111. I'm extension 102 if they have any questions. If they need resources, if anyone needs resources and they need to get connected with local help, they can call 211 directly. They'll be prompted to enter their zip code, and they'll get connected with someone who can provide them resources.
Awesome. Thank you again for coming to the forum. It's always a good time having you and so informative.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And thank you all for joining us this Sunday. You guys be sure to tune in next week where we speak to another local leader and success story to talk about what's going on here in Southern West Virginia. Have a good Sunday.